39 or 917-870-4088. Check out our menu. We have curry goat, curry chicken, fried chicken, brown stew chicken, jerk and stew pork, stew peas, oxtail, brown stew fish, $12 and upwards. Goes by order. Steamed fish, $12 and upwards. Also goes by order. Steamed vegetables. All meals come with white rice or rice and peas with vegetable. Check out the soup menu. We have chicken soup, red pea soup, seafood soup, goat head soup at CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions. Big up the top chef Conroy and his wife. Big up the two grill masters, Courtney and Ron. So remember to check out CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions.
Oh, plead my cause out.
Cooler Runnings Restaurant and the Cargill Community Project invites the community to our annual free grab-and-go Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday, November 25th, Thanksgiving Day, to be held at Cooler Runnings Restaurant, 1802 Nearwood Avenue in the Bronx. This event is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. sharp. And remember, this is the Cooler Runnings Restaurant and the Cargill Community Project, giving back to the community, a way of saying thanks. Thanks. Come on out and see you there. Are hungry? Come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nearwood Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and the seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Yeah. So I'm ready to go. How about you? Monday. By now you must be recording me because you know that when it comes on to Monday, I'm ready to sing and to jump and shout. Because I survived the weekend, so did you. Hey everyone. It is the third Monday, October 18 in the year 2021. I am Lady D Denise Gomez, producer and presenter of the show called Inside the Zone with Lady D. The community platform where information is guaranteed. Good afternoon. Welcome to another feature of the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. In this afternoon's program, the Monday Beat. Chasing the Monday blues out of here with great music. Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Two survivors interview each other about breast cancer. You know it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A Jamaica Ting. 5 things you don't know about Jamaican rice and peas. Keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. And we close the program with Community Life. Real stories of people's experiences, culture, issues, and concerns as we see them. This afternoon's topic, the power of the community. The recent abduction of Felicia Prussia in St. Thomas, Jamaica, took a positive turn as residents in the community joined in search of her. Thankfully, she was found, and we do have subsequent reports which indicates that there are other young children. We'll be talking about that. Let me not berate the point. So welcome, everyone. It is now 5:24 p.m. My name is Denise Lady D Gomez. Thank God we're here together. Thank God I'm here to do what I love to do, and it's about giving thanks. Coming up right now is the Monday Beat. It is the third Monday, so I just have music for you. Right after will be voices. One woman diagnosed with breast cancer interviews someone in remission. That must be something. So welcome to the show. Are you ready to get the Monday Beat going, chasing the Monday blues out of here? Welcome to those of you on Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM, signradio.net, and CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. It is Monday. Let's get the show underway.
Can never be friends, oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For there'll come the day when you'll be whipped by the father's hand. Leave up huge children. Oh yeah. Leave up pasta children. Yeah. My head is anointed and my cup runneth over. Yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life. Yeah. Oh yeah, now. Oh yeah. All right. Here I come with love goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For there'll come the day when you'll be reaped by the Father's hand. Live up good children. Oh yeah. Live up as a children. Yeah. My head is anointed and my cup runneth over. Yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of our life.
Production.
Save it, save it, save it. What you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans? Don't say that. I'm sipping wine in a row. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. I don't shake. You should be dancing.
Only on a Monday afternoon. Woo, music. Music, 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 music. Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Welcome, everyone. That's the Monday Beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here. Selections, Love and Hate by... take it down, Lady D. Denise Brown. Tempted to Touch, Beresford Hammond. And wrapping it up with Leave the Door Open, Anthony Cruz's version, which I love, I love, I love, I love. So hello, everyone. It is Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Where are you walking? Where did you just take a seat? Like literally, you just sat a while ago and you're like, Monday, you know, because you had a great weekend, I'm sure, and now you're unwinding and it spilled over into your Monday morning, didn't you? So yes, I had to beat it out of you. That's how the Monday Beat came about, because I know that you dragged yourself literally to work this morning. You had to get up, get children ready, get yourself ready, keep it moving. If you're a stay-home mom, the same principle apply. You had to get up and do what you have to do. If you're a senior citizen, you had to get up, right? You went to your center, or you were on the phone with friends, or something that you're doing. Hi, welcome to you. 5:37 p.m. Let's now get into the segment that I call Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. One woman diagnosed with breast cancer interviews someone in remission. As you know, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Welcome to the feature, followed by some more music in Music Zone. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Fran, I'm Dana. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Greetings, ladies.
Alrighty, I do apologize for that. Let me take it from the top once again.
Hey, Fran, I'm Dana. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. All right, so when were you first diagnosed with breast cancer?
I was diagnosed a day before my 28th birthday in 2010. So it's been 7 years now. When were you first diagnosed with breast cancer?
So it was May 9th. 2017. I was 36, about to turn 37.
So how did you tell your kids? Did you tell your kids?
We did. So I have an 8-year-old, and at the time, my youngest was 4. We sat them down, and we said, Mommy's sick. We don't know what it is right now, but no matter what, we're going to be okay. And my 8-year-old's crying. I'm crying. And my 4-year-old's saying, it's okay, Mom. You're going to lose your hair, and you're going to look beautiful, you know. What's for dinner? Let's get to the important stuff. And my 8-year-old is in tears, you know. She said, Mom, I'm just scared. And I said, well, what are you scared of? And she's like, I'm scared that you have cancer. And I said, but what does that mean? She said, it means you're going to get sick and die. And I said to her, am I a fighter? Yes. Am I a competitive person? Yes, you're competitive. You know, am I positive? You know, do I like to lose? I said, whatever this is, we're going to be okay.
But I wonder how she pulls away the immediate insight of you'll lose your hair and you'll die. I mean, how powerful, right? Like, where do you think she learned that? Or where do you think she picked that up from?
I have no idea. But cancer is such a powerful word. Yeah. We've given so much power to this word. And really, people are living amazing lives, and they are surviving, and it's not a death sentence, you know? So how did your friends and family react? Did they treat you differently?
Yes, I actually lost some friends. I lost friends that I thought were going to be the best friends throughout the process. I'm not faulting them for stepping out of my world. I did have one friend that circled back around a few years after the fact, and really came to me and apologized. And she said to me very directly, she said, I'm so sorry that I had to exit during this period of your life. She goes, but I couldn't sleep at night with the thought of you dying. And I didn't want to know. And that's like a really hard thing that you don't necessarily understand in the moment, that your friends and your family are looking at you like you're dying. So when you don't,
When you're killing it in life, when you're...
it's safe for them again, But in that moment, I never thought I was dying. In that moment, I wasn't going to let death be my definition of what I was to face, because if it was death, I would have been too scared, and I needed the courage to be strong. So to hear something like that powerful, where like you just knew that every look that they were giving you was like, is this the last time I'm going to see you? And, unfortunately for a lot of women it is as well. I mean, that's the reality of the disease, right? So at 28 years old, I had a 1 in 3 chance of dying in my first 5 years. I mean, that's not, you don't play the stats on that side. You play them on the other side.
The winning side.
And the winning side. So that was a really heavy weight to carry for, the first 5 years of my diagnosis.
What's the one thing you wish others knew about breast cancer?
Ooh, I like this one. Good segue. I wish people knew that breast cancer was not the good cancer to have. It's not the best cancer to have. No cancer is good cancer. We are women and men that are mutilating and amputating parts of our bodies in order to save our life. And of course, they would always give me the segue of, this is what your statistics are with a double. Yeah, you're single and tissue sparing. For my diagnosis, a double mastectomy was the smartest decision. I had a choice. I didn't really have a choice. The numbers showed me that my cancer was going to come back. So when I made my choice was, let me remove a variable. You're upon this choice, right? This is a decision that you're about to embark on. Even up to the last minute you get rolled in, you can change your mind. Right. The power is your power. Are you deciding to get reconstructive surgery?
Yes, I'm going to get reconstructive surgery. The doctor said that I was a candidate for immediate reconstruction, and he likes to do that with my surgical oncologist. I want to close this chapter as soon as I can and hopefully start to feel better and get back to normal life.
In that moment, I felt like keeping the form of what used to be my breasts would help me physically feel whole. I'm a fashion designer. I love to wear clothing. And, I was afraid that if I went flat, or if I didn't have the breasts to kind of fill out all my old clothes, that I would be then different. None of that rings true to me now at this point in time in my life. But then, I really said to myself something similar. I said, you know what? I have this option. I'm fit. I'm young. I'm going to try it. And if in 10 or 15 years I have to swap them out, I'll make my decision where I sit in 10 or 15 years. I'm happy that I feel beautiful in my own skin. That didn't happen right away. I had a really rough time feeling like myself when I was, when I first saw the scars. But I decided to, take some of my own destiny in my own hands, and I tattooed a cherry blossom tree around my entire chest. So when I looked back in the mirror, I saw something beautiful and something I wanted to see. I didn't see the cancer. One of my big questions that I got asked is, are you going to do some nude photographs or some boudoir photographs before you lose your breasts? And I kind of said, I don't think I'm going to have the strength to look back at what I lost. I did do one after I completed my mastectomy tattoo. That felt empowering to me. And I wanted to embrace this new body. I don't know, did you do anything like that? Did you kind of embark on any of these milestones ahead of time?
No. I do have a great friend who would like me to do the pictures. I just haven't gathered up the energy or the confidence to call the photographer.
Well, there you have it. One in remission and one diagnosed with breast cancer. And it's interesting as you listen to them how similar their stories are. And what also struck me is that people will leave you. And they don't really mean to leave you. It's not intentional. Sometimes it's just so overwhelming for them. They don't know how to respond to you. It's like death, you know. I've had that experience. Somebody wants to empathize with you, but in the process of empathizing, they say the things that are just so out of turn, sorts, not appropriate. So sometimes people would rather step away and allow you to go through it. You might need them, but they're just not equipped to be there for you. So a feature I just wanted to share with you: one woman diagnosed with breast cancer interviews someone in remission. Don't forget, if you haven't scheduled your mammograms yet, please do so. One of them was diagnosed at age 28. They recommend you start doing it by the age 40, but you can develop breast cancer earlier in life. So please, while we're playing music, enjoying, talking politics and so on, there are serious health issues that people are going through and that we need to prepare ourselves for. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. If it's your first time tuning in, I'd like to welcome you. Want to stop by? You know, I just love the two men who are always a part of the YouTubers. First of all, let me say hi to Pat. You see, the moment I go live, Pat is right there. Good evening, my Pat. And Gigi, welcome again. Also, Princess out of Penance, hot and small. Hey, Princess, you know, we're here, the Penance girls, of course. And who did I see? But of course, King Ryan, who popped in, and he's always complimenting me. If there's nobody else, I can say, hey, Ryan, you keep it going. Let every week I just pop something out, right? Yes, I'm sporting something new that only you guys can see. And yes, it feels good. I feel nice. I feel, you know, it's a good day. And so, DL, you keep teasing me. That's all you do. I won't pay you any mind. What can I say? Hi, welcome everyone. Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM, sunradio.net, CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. That's how you can watch the show. Also, Linkage Radio on the TuneIn app. You can just Google Linkage Radio. You could go to Streamer as well. I listen to Mr. Hines in the afternoons when I can't pop into his Facebook Live. I listen to him on Streamer, you know, but I'll sometimes just mute the Facebook and have him audio on my desktop so I can see him and watch him and, you know, be in support. That's how we all work around here at Linkage Radio. This is 104.5, 101.7 FM. Are you ready for the next feature? Of course, got some music for you. And then we're going to be talking about that nice. I just like to tease all of you, don't I? Yes, some really nice food stuff going on here. 5 things you don't know about Jamaican rice and peas. You're all going to say, oh, Lady D, I know. But you might just not know. So don't badger me. Don't beat me up now. I know you all can cook. It is 5:49 at 6 p.m. We sail on over to the news segment with keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Chris Wilby will be joining me.
I got a soul full of joy, nothing but good on my mind. See, I'm a rebel with a heart full of love, and the work of Judge a plan. So don't bring your troubles, 'cause we don't wanna have to war. You see, because life is for the living. It's only love that's worth fighting for. See the sun rise to greet the ocean, and it's always with a smile. And I can throw away my sorrows and leave the craziness behind. So don't bring your chains that bind us and set ourselves free. And all this misguidance that blind us, we gotta find our way back to His Majesty. So don't bring your troubles, 'cause we don't wanna have to war. Because life is for the living. It's only love that's worth fighting for. Ooh, I don't understand no reparation. No one wants to right their right from wrong. Hiding from the truth and violation. Tell me what's going on. So don't bring your troubles, 'cause we don't wanna have to war. Because life is for the living. It's only love that's worth fighting for. So don't bring your troubles, 'cause we don't wanna have to war. Because life is for the living. It's only love that's worth fighting for. It's only love that's worth fighting for.
Who can say that with me? It's only love that's worth fighting for. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. How was that? How was that? Yes, that's Maxi Priest for you. I tell you, I went into the archive and I just make a whoop and pull them right up. 914-600-4228. It is Monday. 914-600-4228. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Those of you who call me, those of you who simply just sit on and say, yes, Lady D, I agree. Yes, you might be termed the silent listener, but we are here for you because you just want to be entertained and informed, right? Not to participate. So welcome to you, and you, wherever you are. It is a good day, and I love being here. 5:53 p.m. Don't forget the show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx, and something is coming up on Thanksgiving. Oh, hello. Something is coming up on Thanksgiving Day, and you don't want to miss that. If you're going to be working and you don't have any time to prepare meals for your family, you can come by on Thanksgiving Day at Cooler Runnings Restaurant.
Cooler Runnings Restaurant and a Cargill Community Project invites the community to our annual free grab-and-go Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday, November 25th, Thanksgiving Day, to be held at Cooler Runnings Restaurant, 1802 Nearwood Avenue in the Bronx. This event is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. sharp. And remember, this is the Cooler Runnings Restaurant and a Cargill Community Project, giving back to the community, a way of saying thanks. Thanks. Come on out and see you there.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. As long as I am not going to be going anywhere, that's where I am annually, helping to serve and to greet people. And they come up and they say, oh, Lady D. And, we lime a little bit. Yes. And by the way, I was at Cooler Runnings for their annual community engagement event. And a lady passed by my office this past Tuesday. They had the 47th precinct. They were hosting a community meeting in the space that we provide. And so a lady came in asking questions, and she looked at me. She said, I know you. I said, you do? She said, yes. She said, you're into media. I said, yes. She said, oh, Lady D. I said, yes. She said, you were over at Cooler Runnings. I remember you. And I said, okay, nice. She said, all right, I'm going over to meeting. And I said, okay. So you see, walk the straight and narrow as best as possible. We'll trip up sometimes. We're not going to get it right all the time, but keep reminding yourselves who I am, whose I am. Yes, I belong to God. He's first my stepping stone kind of thing, right? So I have to walk the straight and narrow. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to you. It is now time for a Jamaica ting. Yes, a Jamaica ting. Food, sweets, 5 things you don't know about Jamaican rice and peas, no matter how well you cook. That's what I say. That's what I mean.
It's a land of special people, a place where champions grow, a magical vibe, so much more than you will ever know. You can't ignore the music, reggae so profound, and when it comes to the track, you know that Jamaica won't back down.
Well, you're more than just an island in the sun. Yeah, I'm doing Broadway. Hello, welcome to you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to a Jamaica Ting this afternoon. Now, you may have been cooking rice and peas like umpteen years now, but today you cook the rice and peas and you're like, man, I could just eat it without meat, salting. And then you cook it another time and you're like, what on earth is this? Where did I go wrong? Something happened. If you cook your rice and peas and it just all the time, well, congratulations to you. The other day I cooked a rice and peas. Have mercy. Something happened with the water on me. Whatever. But anyway, rice and peas. So I have 3 minutes to get this done because at 6 o'clock we go live with keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Let's get into it. Rice and peas was adopted from the Akan tribe, hailing from Ghana and Ivory Coast in West Africa. The dish, which still exists in those countries today, is known as waki and, of course, consists of the usual rice and beans. However, the Akans add sorghum leaves and baking soda, while Jamaicans flavor the pot with thyme and pepper. Number 2, 1/2 of this popular dish is a staple, rice. Rice was popular in West African culture, and the slaves brought the recipe with them to Jamaica and passed on the knowledge to their descendants. To help them adjust to their new horrid environment, the slaves cooked food that was familiar to them, including rice and peas. Number 3, Jamaican rice and peas has been nicknamed coat of arms. Use of this term was first noted in 1930 when A. Bain Alves recalled how hundreds of men and women at a race meeting in Kingston could get up to a quatty rice and peas, also known as Jamaican coat of arms. Fast forward decades later, and Jamaican coat of arms is still ascribed to our rice and peas. You perhaps had no clue about that, did you? Number 4, have you ever wondered why Sunday is the most popular day for serving rice and peas? It's certainly not coincidental. The practice dates back to the days of slavery. Back in the 1700s, slaves were only allowed Sundays off from their back-breaking work. And on this day, the best foods were served. Chief among them was rice and peas. And the undisputed title of most eaten Jamaican food goes to Jamaican rice and peas. From generation to generation, Jamaicans have been loyal to this dish. I do apologize. I have to go to the phone line. Have been loyal to this dish, and there are few occasions when rice and peas does not make the menu. In addition to being an important part of the Sunday entree, rice and peas hold center stage at weddings, funerals, festivals, and nearly every special event in Jamaica. No longer reserved for Sundays, you can even find rice and peas on virtually every restaurant menu on the island. And the island we're talking about, Jamaica. Rice and peas. 5 things you didn't know. Hello and welcome to my caller on the line, who I believe his name is
Chris Wilby.
one and only over here.
How are you doing, Lady D?
You know, I'm reading up my rice and peas story here, and I just gave a tale that I cooked it recently. I have no clue what happened there.
Oh,
Hi. Yes.
unfortunately, I'll have to go back and listen to hear because I wasn't able to tune in earlier.
Oh, it was just to say that it didn't come out well as I usually do it.
It happens to the best of us.
That's what I was saying, so I don't feel bad. Yeah. So you're well today, Chris Wilby.
I am fine, thank you.
And I hear you're in your very special place and doing very well.
I am.
Pray for me. Oh, Lordy. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it is now time for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. It's 2 minutes after 6 o'clock. Please call us 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228 to be a part of the discussion. Let's have a lively and vibrant discussion this afternoon. Keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts, brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. We start off with Chris Wilby.
Good afternoon again, Lady D, and good afternoon to all the listeners. Start off with news coming out of Jamaica, Lady D. St. James, to be specific. Some 42 members of the St. James Pathway International Kingdom Restoration Ministries are currently in police custody following Sunday's standoff with members of the security force. Excuse me, I'm sorry there. I just missed the thing off my screen. Let me just read that again. I apologize. Some 42 members of the St. James Pathway International Kingdom Restoration Ministries are currently in police custody following Sunday's standoff with members of the security force, says Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. Anderson, speaking to reporters on Monday afternoon, shared that 31 women and 11 men have been detained for questioning. Commissioner Anderson also noted that a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, is also in custody, and there are suspicions that other police personnel are involved. There is a policewoman here, and we are processing that as well. We are aware of a couple other officers who may be members of the congregation based on what we are seeing inside, and of course, more information is coming in, he said. He said that members of the police force were alerted to the premises where a 3-day convention was being held after receiving a report from an injured congregant who was rushed to the hospital. A congregant here, apparently, when she chose to disobey some instructions given to her by the leaders of this organization, reported to the police that she was injured and other information that led us to believe that others were at risk, said the police commissioner. We were very concerned that some form of ritualized killing was going to take place there, and so we did an entry last night, he added. The police commissioner said that based on reports to the police, some 144 congregants received messages to meet at the religious location for the convention. This, he said, was a cause for grave concern. We are aware that 144 congregants have been told to meet here, and on responding to the report we found that there were a couple of people who were injured by other members of the church. So we see this is a rescue of these children based on what we saw when we came in here. There were cult-like behaviors and setups, the police commissioner said. I'm sorry, Lady David, Kim keeps jumping from one thing to the other. I do apologize.
That's okay. Colin Powell, who served Democratic and Republican presidents in war and peace, but whose sterling reputation was forever stained when he went before the UN and made faulty claims to justify the U.S. war in Iraq, has died of COVID-19 complications. He was 84. A veteran of the Vietnam War, Powell rose to the rank of 4-star general and in 1989 became the first black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. In that role, he oversaw the U.S. invasion of Panama and later the U.S. invasion of Kuwait to oust the Iraqi army in 1991. But his legacy was marred when, in 2003, he went before the UN Security Council as Secretary of State and made the case for the U.S. war against Iraq at a moment of great international skepticism. He cited faulty information claiming Saddam Hussein had secretly stashed away weapons of mass destruction. Iraq's claims that it had no such weapons represented a web of lies, he told the world body. Quote, "We have lost," let me read that again for you. In announcing his death on social media, Powell's family said he had been fully vaccinated. Quote, "We have lost a remarkable and loving husband, father, and grandfather, and a great American," the family said. Powell had been treated at Walter Reed National Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. Powell was the first American official to publicly lay the blame for the 9/11 terrorist attacks on Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda network and made a lightning trip to Pakistan in October 2001 to demand that then Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf cooperate with the United States in going after the Afghanistan-based group, which also had a presence in Pakistan, where bin Laden was later killed. As president, George W. Bush's first Secretary of State, Powell led a State Department that was dubious of the military and intelligence communities' conviction that Saddam Hussein possessed or was developing weapons of mass destruction. And yet, despite his reservations, he presented the administration's case that Saddam indeed posed a major regional and global threat in a speech to the UN Security Council in the run-up to the war.
Winchie Barrett, the Bath St. Thomas teen who went missing over the weekend, has been found alive. The 13-year-old was found about 3 miles from her home in a wooded area on Monday morning, according to Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. Winchie was reported missing sometime after 4 p.m. Saturday, hours after a 9-year-old Felicia Prusia was found alive. Nearly 2 days after the latter was abducted from her home, also in Bath St. Thomas. Davian Brand, the main suspect in the kidnapping of Felicia, was also named as a suspect in the disappearance of Winchie.
And we continue at 9 minutes after 6 o'clock. Welcome if you're just joining us. It's a segment keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts, brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. President of the People's National Party, the PNP, Mark Golding, today renewed a call for an independent probe into the oxygen shortage at hospitals across Jamaica in August that reportedly led to several COVID-19 related deaths. The oxygen crisis occurred over the weekend of August 28 and 29. Addressing the PNP's 83rd Annual General Conference, which was held virtually, Golding accused the government of mismanaging the country's COVID-19 response. He took issue with what he called the government's botched arrangement to supply hospitals with adequate oxygen for patients in need of the life-saving gas. The Ministry of Health recorded 18 deaths on August 28 and another 18 fatalities on August 29. This came after hospitals across Jamaica reported having run out of oxygen or being on very low supply to meet the demand needed for patients affected by the respiratory illness. Quote, or calls for an independent inquiry into the circumstances of that debacle have so far gone unheeded. And I repeat the call again today. We want to know, the people of Jamaica deserve to know why that happened, unquote, Golding said. The PNP leader also took the government to task over its management of the wider COVID-19 crisis in Jamaica, arguing that it has made missteps, citing, among other things, the staging of an early general election and the relaxation of protocols during emancipation celebrations last year, and again June this year, amid a threat of the Delta variant of the virus that was present in other countries. And he also bashed the government over its vaccination drive, calling it inadequate. Golding recommended that a public relations campaign should be instituted to better explain the purpose and effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccination, which he pointed to as Jamaica's way out of the pandemic. As at Saturday, Jamaica has recorded 87,389 total cases of the coronavirus with 2,110 deaths. There have been 55,462 recoveries from the virus, as recorded by the Ministry of Health.
Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang says it is an unfortunate state of society when the actions of the police are subject to more public scrutiny than commendations meted out for the crimes they prevent and interrupt. There is something fundamentally wrong in a society when those who serve and protect are treated with less regard than the criminals. As a country, we must understand that the police are not the enemy, Chang said. Chang was speaking at the launch of the St. James Police Benevolent Foundation last Thursday. He said the launch of the SJPBF sends a strong signal to the rest of the country that the life, work, and sacrifice of police officers are recognized and appreciated. Police officers are the human shield and barrier between warring factions. They are the investigators and source of critical intelligence on criminal activities. And they are the gatekeepers of law and order in our country, he said, adding that Jamaica has a high professional, competent police force and that the country must begin to recognize and value these officers. Minister Chang said that the work of modernizing the Jamaica Constabulary Force through the use of technology and updated operational and administrative processes is far advanced, noting that to date, work has been done to increase the capacity of the Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine. He further underscored the government's commitment to the modernization and transformation of the JCF as a matter of priority.
The New York Police Department, the NYPD, is seeking the help of the Jamaican public to locate a murder suspect, Dean Boland, who is believed to have fled to the island. A U.S. $15,000 reward is being offered through the NYPD's Crime Stoppers program for Boland's capture. According to authorities, in July 2017, brothers Rashid and Dean Boland got into a verbal dispute with Justin Hackley, 20, and his 24-year-old friend. The dispute turned physical and ended with one of the suspects fired several shots, which struck Hackley in the neck and chest. Rashid Boland, 26, was arrested months later in Lubbock, Texas, where authorities said he fled after allegedly killing Hackley on Ocean Avenue near Church Avenue in East Flatbush. The NYPD publicly identified Rashid Boland as a suspect in November 2017 and released a picture of him. The second suspect, identified as 29-year-old Dean Boland, is still being sought and is believed to be in Jamaica, the NYPD said. According to the authorities, Rashid is believed to be the gunman. Hackley had been home on summer break from college when he decided to visit a friend, according to his mom. Earlier that day, Rashid had reportedly made a disparaging comment to the girlfriend of Hackley's friend. The friend confronted Rashid and they argued. Rashid reportedly told his brother Dean to come to the scene with a gun. The brothers started attacking the friend, and Hackley, who had just arrived, intervened in the fight when he was shot in the head and chest and died soon after at Kings County Hospital, according to the police.
Haiti's already fragile government faces a serious new crisis after one of the island's increasingly brazen criminal gangs kidnapped a large U.S. missionary group. There has been little official reaction in Haiti, and local police did not immediately respond to an AFP request for comment. But civil groups called yesterday for the immediate release of the group of 15 to 17 missionaries, family members, and staff abducted a day earlier while returning from an orphanage visit. We call for the liberation of the persons kidnapped, whether American citizens or other nationalities, said Gideon Jean, director of the Center for Analysis and Research in Human Rights, based in the capital, Port-au-Prince. He said the current situation was detrimental to humanity and dignity. The missionary group, including children and by some accounts one Canadian, was traveling in several vehicles when stopped by members of a criminal gang some 30 kilometers east of the capital, a Haitian security source told AFP. One member of the group posted a desperate call for help in a WhatsApp group even as the attack unfolded. The Washington Post reported, "Please pray for us," the message read. "We are being held hostage. They kidnapped our driver. Pray, pray, pray. We don't know where they are taking us." An audio message from Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministry said that the men, women, and children were being held, adding, "Pray that the gang members will come to repentance and faith in Jesus Christ."
And finally, Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang has lamented an unfortunate state of society when the actions of the police are scrutinized more than the commendations meted out for the crimes they prevent and interrupt. Speaking recently at the launch of the St. James Police Benevolent Foundation, the SJPBF, Chang said that there is something fundamentally wrong in a society when those who serve and protect are treated with less regard than the criminals. As a country, we must understand that the police are not the enemy. Chang said the launch of the SJPBF sends a strong signal to the rest of the country that the life, work, and sacrifice of police officers is recognized and appreciated. Police officers are the human shield and barrier between warring factions. They are the investigators and source of critical intelligence on criminal activities, and they are the gatekeepers of law and order in our country, he said. He added that Jamaica has a highly professional, competent police force, and we must begin to recognize and value these officers. According to Chang, the work of modernizing the Jamaica Constabulary Force through the use of technology and updated operational and administrative processes is far advanced. He noted that to date work has been done to increase the capacity of the Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine. He also reiterated the government's commitment to the modernization and transformation of the Jamaica Constabulary Force as a matter of priority. As we advance these efforts, adding that it is equally important for us to continue to ensure the welfare and well-being of our police officers, these men and women who serve bravely and honorably on the front lines of crime fighting are our heroes and heroines, sons and daughters of oftentimes humble homes and from humble beginnings. They must be given due recognition during service and their families provided for in the event they are killed in the line of duty. That's it this afternoon for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. It's 20 minutes now after the hour of 6 o'clock. Welcome, everyone. The lines are now opened. You may call 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228 to be a part of the discussion. Mr. Wilby. And, of course, just to let you know also, ladies and gentlemen, that we do have our feature, Community Life, Sundays. Okay, so, all right, I do apologize for that. But, of course, coming up and keeping in community life, real stories of people's experiences, culture issues, and concerns as we see them. We talked this afternoon about the power of the community. The recent abduction of Felisa Prussia in St. Thomas, Jamaica, took a positive turn as residents in the community joined in search for her. Thankfully, she was found. So we'll be talking about how communities come together. Mr. Wilby, what would you like us to venture in first of all before we get into community life?
First of all, I want to again apologize for the poor standard of which I was reading. I am calling in from a very remote area, Lady, so the internet is the internet is a little bit spotty from where I am. So I do apologize to the listeners.
All right.
Yeah. So, Lady, the situation with the cult thing
Yes.
there in St. Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, very disturbing, and I am still waiting to get more details from that. But the preliminary information that we are getting, it doesn't look too good at all, and we are aware of these situations happening all over the world. But it doesn't make it any less shocking when we hear it, and especially coming from our homeland, And this guy, it's not the first time the police have come in contact with this group of people.
No, we read about it a few months back.
Right, a couple of years ago, I think it was, or maybe a year ago or something, where the police, they had some standoff with them.
Yes.
And these people, they're it's a very radical set of people.
And radical to the point, yes, and radical to the point where people can be brainwashed, right? Because we know that's how cults operate. They have their own agenda. They are able to convince you that this particular thing is right. They'll even demonstrate why it is so. And people, I have often said, and it continues to be so all across the world, people are searching for something, that thing. They may not say they're searching for the Godhead as you and I have received. So rather than declaring that I'm seeking for God, they would rather find an alternative means of satisfying that inner yearning. And when they meet upon somebody who sounds right, speaks right, they will say yes. And the perpetrators know when they get you. It's true, because they've mastered their craft in deception. And when you're told a lie and you whip it, when you're communicating a lie and you whip that into shape and you form it out, you frame it out for someone who is gullible and seeking, they will receive it as gospel, as truth. And no matter what anyone else says to them, that listen, you're going down a slippery slope here, don't you realize? They will not accept it. And so if you tell them to go up on the mountaintop, sell off their entire everything that they own, they will sell off everything that they own, go up on the mountaintop and wait for something to come. So it's so unfortunate, and they practice all kinds of rituals, but they believe it to be right. So if it's sacrificing themselves, their children, families, and so on, that's because the leader said so. Because my cousin who lives in England, I saw something popped into our family chat, and I was saying, what on earth is this? I saw some bloody images of people on the floor and so on. And I'm sure it's out of that news headline.
Yeah, people people are talking about
yes,
it.
and I just deleted them from my phone. They were in the nude, they were wrapped in white, they were on their faces, some of them, just gruesome stuff.
Yeah, and according to some of the reports coming out, whether true or not, people will say that there was one interview that was done with a lady that said she was a part of the group. She actually witnessed the murder. Yeah, and she said that was when she left. There's also another report that they had cows in there, that they were going to slaughter the cows, and he was demanding that one of the women kill one of the cows, and the woman didn't want to do it, and that was when it's just gruesome and disturbing, and we're still awaiting to hear more, because it is a developing story, and I'm quite sure we're going to hear a whole lot more of what used to happen behind those walls.
Yes.
Because now that this has come out, I'm quite sure that people who have been there and people who are members and former members are now going to be talking.
Of course. 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. Welcome, everyone, to all my YouTubers who are having their own conversation going on. Brainbox Jackie stepped in because, Ryan can't do without Jackie and Pat every day when he comes. So we want to say welcome to you, and don't forget you can call us 914-600-4228. Let's take our first call of the afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. I can hear myself in the background.
Good evening, Lady D and Mr. Wilby.
Hi, young lady.
Good afternoon, Yam Lady. Could you turn your
My
radio
phone
down,
in the
please?
bedroom keep going up and down. I just walk in. Let me go
Yam
turn
Lady?
it down.
Yes, please. A lot going on there. All right. Okay. It's now 29 minutes after 6 o'clock. So good afternoon, everyone. We await Yam Lady to join us in a more...
Yes, Lady D.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yam Lady, hold on. Hold on. I'm still... You have a radio on?
You still hear it? Let me turn it off.
Okay. All right. Okay, it's interesting to hear yourself play back.
Yeah, you can't hear yourself when you're talking on the phone. You can't.
Yes, Lady D.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, young lady.
Yes. This thing here put me in the mind of the thing when it happened in Guyana with this church man that pulled those people down to Guyana and, have them whatever. But in Jamaica, I was saying it up to last week to someone. I said the government out there is too much churches from some names, Lady D. You never knew hear those names before. Everybody making up a little shock and then they think that they are so righteous. And we what I discover, this niggermancy stuff that is going on out there now, and these people feeding on us, let's say us, include us as Jamaicans out there. The government has to put a lid on this thing, because now this thing happened. That's my opinion. I hope the government look into these things out there, where churches, some of these churches that, just pop up out the blue, and these people are so dumb. They're looking for riches overnight, because it seems like some of them, to me, that's why so much children are being missed now, because the sacrificial thing that goes on. Because I knew about things like those, because I remember we used to have patients that come in where they have to send them to Pennsylvania right here to detoxifiate them from certain cults that they were in. So I have a little idea of what is going on out there. And it's a shame. It's from one thing to another. And it's time now that we don't sit on our horses and expect it to ride without saying to the horse, pat the horse to go.
Well,
be blessed. I'm going to sit here and listen to what is going on.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Wilby.
Okay, thank you, young lady.
All right.
But in response to young lady's comments, it's very difficult to dismantle groups like that. Very, very, very difficult to dismantle them.
Yeah, there is a separation of church and the state, and the government. There is a constitutional right for people to worship freely. So the government, it's a very thin line. I don't think the government has much or can do much where that is concerned. If somebody decides that they want to worship a goat, the government can't stop them from worshiping the goat. Unfortunately, if a person decides that he is God, and he has his followers and they are worshiping him as God, the government unfortunately cannot intervene and stop them as long as they are not breaking any laws. Now, what happened last night is a different thing, because now they have gone beyond just worshiping a man as God, and now people are actually committing murder. So they are actually breaking the law. So the government can now step in. They can close the building down. They can dismantle everything, because it is now a crime scene. So in that sense, but I understand the young lady's frustration. I too have thought about, people these days. Everybody is calling themselves ministers and prophets and prophetess, and everybody's rising up and preaching and teaching, and you know what I mean. So if you believe the word of God, the Bible told us that this was going to happen. So it's the fulfillment of Scripture. So I mean, it's just that we have to be smart.
Yes, and not be caught up into what you hear. Lord, people continue to search for things, and when the things that they hold on to are the things that are taking them down the wrong path, a very destructive place.
These are always some very charismatic leaders. These people, they are well spoken, they are very smart, very intelligent, and these are the people who are, they prey on the vulnerable, they prey on the weak. They are very smart. They know the people who they are going after, and they make sure that they have them, trusting them, literally eating out of the palm of their hands,
and
so
it
that
also,
there's nothing that anybody else can tell them.
Yes, and it also starts out of a religious belief. It starts there. So, David,
Absolutely.
remember David Koresh?
Mhm.
That one,
Oh, yeah.
Jim Jones, all of those people
Mhm.
who have just, it blows your mind that people can become so entrapped, but people will be entrapped. Let's take our second call of the afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Hello. Somebody is calling, but they say somebody calling my name. Good afternoon. Hello. Okay, for whatever reason, they're not coming through. All right, you may give us a call back, 914-600-4228. That's 914-600-4228. Good afternoon to you. Well, our discussion is taking an interesting turn here, Mr. Wilby, because let's see if we get our caller in. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Lady D, Chris, and to everyone in the chat room. How are you?
We are good,
Hi,
Pat.
Pat. How are you?
Nice to hear you, Pat. Oh,
I'm back. I know
yes.
I'm missed.
Yes.
And I miss you
I
guys
was
too.
I was wondering where you went. You just
I went
disappear on
to
us.
Georgia to bury my sister.
Yes. How did it go?
Oh, okay.
It went well. Sad, but it went well. So here I am back.
Yes.
Last Thursday I had a dental appointment, but by the time I got home, you were on the finishing leg. So
Yes.
I just sent you the text to let you know. But I did miss. I got a little part of the program.
Okay, good. So happy to hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your
Yes.
take
Good to
today?
hear you guys too. And Chris, you had a fantastic program last night. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Pat.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
Yes,
You're
brother Chris.
welcome. You're welcome. Yes, a part of the discussion now, we're talking about Jim Jones and Koresh, and I'm sure there will be others. But,
Yes.
people have become so disenfranchised these days that, they're looking for a place to belong or looking to a group to belong. But we have to be careful who we connect with because people can be brainwashed. And it's sad, when a whole group of people become so brainwashed to the point where they're going to drink poison, where people will be killed. I did not see the images, of what took place, in St. Elizabeth, and I would prefer not even to look at it. But, this is what happened when people, they're not thinking properly and they just want to connect. So we must be careful who we connect with. What are we getting from these individuals? Because sometimes they become just so completely brainwashed because they're looking for something or somebody to hold on to. People are telling them what they want to hear and they're not doing their research. And this is happening and it will continue to happen. So we just have to be careful.
Absolutely. And no matter what, people, my God, you say to yourself, fine, you are a member of a church. But the moment you are seated under that leader and he starts to veer away from the foundation of scripture and superimposing all kinds of stuff, then you know something is wrong. But if you don't know your Bible, if you're not reading, seeking wisdom, seeking interpretation, then anything that is on the left of that is not
you will
scripture.
absorb like a sponge. You will suck it up.
You'll take it in, and people have to be very, very careful. And I'm telling you, personally, I'm not the kind of person who go to every little conference and something that people are hosting. I don't know the spirit of your ministry, because every ministry carries something. You have to know the spirit of the ministry. And you have to do your research. Don't just go up because it
Absolutely.
seemed novel to go
Go
and be a
blindly.
part of.
Go in there
Yeah.
blindly.
So
Yeah,
people
because
have to be
God says we must
careful.
be wise. What Solomon asked for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and we have to ask for the same thing too. God, give me the spiritual eyes so I can tap in. I'm looking in the visual, but give me the spiritual eyes so I
Absolutely.
can actually see. And there's a famous saying: if you want to hide information from black people, put it in a book. How many people read the Bible? They don't read the Bible. They only hear what the man up on the podium is telling them. And they don't go and read for themselves so they can extrapolate and get that knowledge and get that information for
Yes,
themselves. Don't just
absolutely.
listen to what the pastor is saying and be led blindly, So
So it's
that's
very
what really happened. I don't want to jumpstart your other topic, the young lady in St. Thomas,
No, go ahead.
Pruitt.
Go ahead.
This is what happened when we see unity, a community coming together.
Yes.
All hands were on deck. When I saw those old ladies with their machetes in their hands, I said, Lord have mercy, they're going for war now.
Yes.
It's
But
Paul
I'm
Bogle
glad
territory
she
now.
was.
Yeah. So the
Yes.
spirit of Paul is
Oh,
very
my
much
God.
there.
Absolutely. But then the 13-year-old who is now kidnapped, they didn't get any information about her as yet.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did.
found her.
They found her.
today.
Oh, they found her too? Okay, thank God. Thank God.
Yes.
Were any one of those girls raped?
We
Because I
don't
know they
know.
wouldn't want to put
Well,
it out
they're
there.
not
No,
disclosing that.
they're not disclosing
and
that.
I don't suspect what they're going to.
Yeah, so it's just up for us for speculation. It is so sad, but thank God, at least they were found alive, even
Yes.
though they will be going into some therapy because what they said they found the 13-year-old, she was shaking,
Yes.
she was trembling, so something happened. She went through some trauma. She
I
went
picked
through a
that up
traumatic
too.
experience, and she will need a whole lot of
Yeah, and then
psychiatric
she was
help
out
right
in the
now.
bushes for a few days all by herself. So,
Yes.
that would be
mercy.
traumatic.
Yes.
Very
I can't
traumatic for
imagine.
her.
I am out in the bushes for you.
Yes. And you're not used to it. And you're not even used to it.
Exactly.
Away
tell
from
you.
civilization, away from the confines of your home. But let's continue to pray for each other. So I'm going to let you go
Okay.
and let someone else who has a valid point have
Okay.
something to say. It was nice listening to you guys once more. And thanks for the topic, Lady D.
Yes, Pat, you're welcome.
All right, take it easy,
Okay,
Pat.
all
Have a
right.
good evening.
Likewise. Okay, you do the same. Bye-bye.
Yes, Mr. Wilby. 914-600
Yes,
4228. One moment, Chris. 914-600 4228. Keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez, and with me is
Chris Wilby.
of Caribbean Vibes Radio. Let's take a phone call. Good afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Lady D. Good afternoon, Mr. Wilby.
Good afternoon, Madam Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
Yes, I am happy that they found both girls.
Yes.
And, I was listening to a program the other day, and you have to have a mind of your own. There are certain things that being played, certain songs. And I don't go along with everybody, and I am wondering if I am odd. Because everybody love it, and I don't love them. I don't love those songs. So you got to have a mind of your own. I didn't say it to the person that was doing the program, but I don't, and I am not, I am a simple person, but I have a little mind of my own. So maybe those people need to have a little, I don't know if they are very vulnerable, but they need to have a little mind of their own. It's not what everybody say. You say yes to it.
And we agree with
You know, in every what you're saying now. Every situation, there's something if I don't even speak out, but I don't. My take is not that. That doesn't. Oh, it's nice and it. No, I have a mind of my own, and that doesn't sound that my taste. I am wondering if it's that they're so weak that well, let's say weak. Well, I'm not a strong person.
Yes,
but
because some people's
you have a little
willpower.
mind of your own.
Some people don't have very strong willpower. So they are easily persuaded and they will give in, even if in the back of their minds that sixth sense is saying don't. They're going to feel as though they are the odd one who is resisting, right? Whatever is being introduced to them.
As I said, I didn't say it, but I hear everybody cheering and say, "Oh, great song, and that is mine, and that is mine." And I don't have a take on those two songs at all. I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
So in some way, somehow, you have to have a little mind of your own to say,
Gloria,
I don't have to love what everybody else loves.
We
because
hear
I
you.
Don't see, that doesn't sit well with me at all.
You're preaching to the choir, but there are many people who that's not how they roll. They have to be a part of something.
Lady D, you're a knowledgeable person. I am a little, but it's not everything I say. Yeah, too. No.
I hear you. Thank you so much, my Gloria.
One of the things, Gloria, human beings on our world are always looking for leaders. We, for some reason or the other, we always look to people for guidance. We look to people to lead us. We look to people to show us what to do and how to go and whatnot. You know what I mean? And that is why people become vulnerable because they are easily led. Because people are searching.
You have to use up. You get common sense, and if that doesn't sit somewhere in the back of your mind, that thing or your gut feeling, something is telling you that mightn't be this thing, but other things that come up, and I refuse to go along with everybody who say yeah to certain things. In the back of my mind, I am saying no. I might come out and tell you, but I am saying no. I don't love that one.
All right, Gloria, we thank you.
You're welcome.
We hear
Thanks,
you, my
Gloria.
love. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Wilbert.
Right. I hear her. I hear her. But every day somebody is going to give in to something. Somewhere, anywhere you are in the world, you are going to give in. You're going to be persuaded. And if the argument is given to you with that kind of reinforcement, then they are...
People can be persuasive.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And it doesn't matter.
Because look... the thing about it,
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just like these cult leaders, they are, in a sense, just like the pastors on the pulpit, It's just that they are preaching a different kind of message. And the pastor on the pulpit can be very charismatic, the same, can be very convincing, and that is why he's able to convince people to turn their lives over to Christ.
Absolutely.
Because he's very persuasive and he's convincing. And somebody else from the other side who does not believe in God will say, look at those people believing everything that idiot is up on the pulpit saying.
At 7. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes. Sorry about that, Mr. Wilby. Yes. But of course, every day people are going to be, our minds, you can, just like how you train your child, as children, they train us. not to do certain things, when to do it, why you're not to do it. It's the same principle in any of these groups of any kind. It's the same thing. And the fact that the devious mind can take it to another level where they want to bring in human sacrifice, then that's when you become dangerously dark, because that's murder.
Yeah.
But because you have
You know,
coined it, you have coined it into some kind of religious activity that every new moon some sacrifice has to be made, for example. Then somebody and what they also do is to tell you that you're special, you're chosen for this very purpose. So while they have broken you down, because that's what they have done, they break you down to the point where you say, oh yes, I am special. And in the next quarter, when the moon becomes full, it will be my time. And so you walk in that vein of anticipating death, that your life will be taken, but it will be taken from you because somebody said so and you believe it. And they will even tell you after you die where you're going to go. Welcome. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Lady dear, Mr. Wilby. What's happening in St. Elizabeth? What's happening down there? Where in St. Elizabeth?
It's in St. Thomas.
But
no, somebody was in St. Elizabeth where happened like murder.
Oh, you mean
church?
St. James.
It's St. James.
Oh, this is just St. Elizabeth, it's right. Many go boop boop.
Oh, Lord. That's your parish, Hortense?
That's right.
I know that. How are you, Hortense? Good to hear you.
Not too bad.
Nice to hear you, my love.
Lady. But I want to know, if they catch that culprit, we take away the 9 and the 13-year-old, what happened to him? I don't hear nothing about him.
Well, you can't hear nothing yet. They're trying to find him.
Everybody with cutlass. Everybody out there with cutlass. Hold on. Make them catch him before the police.
The vigilante.
The
vigilante murders. Which we are hoping.
Yeah, and I know for sure that if they catch him before the police,
they're gonna kill him.
They are going to kill him.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're
Then
gonna
go
kill him.
put him in a mince meat.
God forbid, Hortense, but yes, that's what will happen if they find him.
But he's sick in his head, man. He's sick. He is mentally sick because he go for the big little man and go grab the little girl after around with a plane with a jolly. And then he go grab a next man. He just run from one to the next.
Yes.
My God.
So until they find him, nobody in St. Thomas, no woman in St. Thomas is safe. I would rephrase that. I would say no female.
Yes.
In St. Thomas is safe.
Let me tell you, man. If even the police get him, he don't have no chance. Whether the people catch him, police catch him, or he going back in a jail, they might go kill him.
And I was discussing with my aunt this morning, and in Penance, you have street light. I'm from a community that is well developed, but your street lights were not on every light post, no, right? So there were sections that were always dark. But growing up, we could run out to shop at any hour of the night, reasonably so, and go to shop and buy what we want and walk back in the dark, come back, and somebody who is coming up the road said, Denise or Sophie, my sister, or some person who they know, And you even stop and have conversation. The little guys in your community, we all know each other. Nobody was threatened like that. It wasn't until years later that you hear that your community has an upsurge in something, and you can't even relate to that.
Because they come from different parish coming after your parish come not related. Yes?
Yeah.
Because he is Portland and it's even reach St. Thomas.
So he's traveling. Yes, let's take a call. Good afternoon. Hello. All right, somebody came on, but we can't hear them. But we're winding down now, ladies and gentlemen. We have 4 minutes to wrap up the show. So, Hortense, we thank you always, my love, for calling in. And, you just say it like it is. You're not cutting any corners. You are just expressing yourself. Always.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
All right, Hortense. Thank you.
Blessings, Hortense, my love.
Yes.
Good to hear you. So to everyone who were a part of the show this afternoon, we thank you. Chris Wilby?
Yes, ma'am.
We're wrapping up. Want to say hey to Patrick Tyson. Greetings, oh Patrick. How you do? Good afternoon. All right, I have given up with that caller. Somehow something seemed to be awry with their telephone line. We're not hearing them. But we want to say thank you. Now, I must make a public service announcement at this time. As you know, like any hardworking individual, you are entitled to a vacation. So I will be going on my vacation starting on Monday. I will have Mr. Wilby assisting in the coverage of the show, and so will Minister Patrick Tyson, who will be assisting me. So I will not be here for 2 weeks starting Monday. But as you know, the show must go on, and God willing, I will return safe and sound back in the chair to do it for you starting November 8. Yes. I'll be here on the 8th of November.
Well-deserved rest, I hope, Lady D.
Yes, I hope so too.
I wish you all the best on your vacation, and we will try to do our best to fill your shoes.
No, the shoes might be there. I just ask that everybody, whoever ever covered this show, I don't put no great stress. You just carry the show to the best way that you can until I come back, So I thank you both. Last time when I had a physical challenge, you both covered for me. That was another story. You both covered for me, and I was so grateful, and I've already put out my appeal to you both, and you have not said no. So I'm thankful. So ladies and gentlemen, I will not be here starting Monday of next week, but I will be back, God willing, on the 8th with my voice on the airwaves. So the show must go on. So Chris Wilby, your final thoughts?
Yes, Lady D, thank you once again for having me, and looking forward to being here. Well, I too won't be around next week. I'll be traveling.
My name, hello,
Thursday, but I'll be here on Monday, of course. Yeah, I'll be here on Monday to
do
the show. Yeah, and we'll see what happens. Have a wonderful evening. We will talk later.
All right, no problem. I don't want nobody thinking that the show is in some box that you can't fit. You just come, you do what you do, and you just are respectful as always to the audience, and we keep it moving. So thanks to everyone. So I'm going to miss my YouTubers, but I'll be too busy to be jumping in, seeing what's going on. I don't think I will have the time for that, but I am certainly looking forward to my vacation and returning safe and sound. So again, thanks to all who participated this afternoon, and to my sponsor, Cooler Runnings. What would I do without you? Don't forget, if you have no plans for your Thanksgiving, I remember being here in this country when we did just come. And it's important for you to connect with people. I hadn't formed any connection yet with people. You just come, people just meeting you kind of thing. So nobody don't going say to you right away, oh, you want come over, come eat. I didn't get that. And I am telling you, it was the most sorrowful day on a Thanksgiving, cooped up in my little apartment, me and Jesus. It was not nice. And I said, no, this is not happening to me again. Because in Jamaica, I am known to be doing X, Y, Z and happy. Why am I coming to this country and still feel like, oh, because me just come, me no know. I am going to know. And so I made myself visible. Again, if you don't make yourself visible, nobody will see you. So I had to start filtering myself into doing different things and offering my skills and stuff. And after that, smooth sailing. People start call you, you go out with people. Don't stay at your yard by yourself if you don't have to. Find a way to make some connection. If it's even just a simple acquaintance, you might not be friends, but please don't just say, oh, me no want nobody think say me want them food. Food is essential. You must be fed. And on those kinds of holidays when people are going to meet family and a tech spouse and boyfriend and siblings and you alone, that's not how we roll. Don't fall in that trap, please. So again, enjoy your Monday, and God willing, I'll be back on Thursday. But after Thursday, it's smooth sailing for me. I'm out of here, okay? So blessings, everyone. Take it easy. Love yourselves as always. Love your children. And extend some kind word to somebody. Let them know, hey, I'm thinking of you. Okay, so blessings, everyone. Thanks. And blessings to all of you who continue to support Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. What's my name? Denise Lady D. Gomez. As always, a lot of love and blessings. Mwah, 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 mwah. Extra kiss, because you know how it goes. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm going to miss you all. Bye, everyone. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Station.
They play the best music.
Number one. Best music. For your listening pleasure.
There are radio stations within the air, but to this, none can compare. Trying to figure what to think, because now with us, you're fully linked. Stay linked to Linkage Radio, your home for entertainment.
This station rules the nation.
Pinky Luke.